Welcome back to the 904 Pro Show, connecting you to local businesses. Joining me once again, People's Champ, Chad Hauseman, First Down Mortgage. Chad.
Thanks, Pat.
How you doing today?
Look tan.
I've been running.
Must be that time of year.
It's spring. Spring is sprung.
Beach is out, right?
It's sun's out, guns out. Let's talk about spring. Let's talk about the market. Everything's heating up. The sun, the beach, the housing market. It's obviously just insane right now. I was talking to a realtor friend yesterday. He had a house on the market for under 24 hours. A couple years ago, that would have been a big win, and that's pretty much commonplace right now. So I know the market is just incredibly hot right now. A lot of people moving from maybe some more lockdown cities, taking advantage of everything that Jacksonville has to offer. It's been on a ton of lists lately. You know, seeing top 10s for name a category in Jacksonville's pretty much on the list, which is great. But one thing I keep hearing is this term highest and best. And so tell me a little bit and tell our viewers what highest and best really is.
Yeah, thanks, Pat. Thanks for having me on again.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. So highest and best, that's the name that we as mortgage brokers and real estate agents are getting very known for right now. So home goes to the market on Thursday, and the listing agent will take highest and best by 5 o'clock on Sunday. So they're taking all the offers. If the home's listed for $300,000, they're waiting for the highest and best by 5 o'clock on Sundays. So they're allowing multiple offers to come in, and they're looking for the highest and best offer, which a lot of times is a cash offer. So you're right, we're getting a lot of people moving in from up north into a great place to live in St. Johns County and Jacksonville, and highest and best is a known phrase right now, which is crazy. So we're hearing things like escalatory clauses. Escalatory clauses where they're putting in $500 above the highest best, or $1,000 above the highest price. So, our realtors and my clients are going back and forth. So right now, really, I'm just dominating pre-approval letters. So updating 300,000, 305, 310, to do whatever we can to put our clients in front of the line to make their offer appealing to the listing agent.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing stories about people writing, page-long stories about why you should accept the offer from that client because of the family and all this stuff, and just how many offers are going in. It's just, I don't envy you guys. I gotta be honest.
I have a good buddy that I've worked with for 20 years, and he just listed a house for $485, and he had 26 offers within the first hour, and it's in Julington Creek, and it ended up going for $100,000 above ask price, which to me is just incredible in this market. So,
and it's not just here.
It's
not just Jacksonville.
everywhere.
I was talking to someone through JU who's actually moving here from Atlanta. He put his house on the market. This was last week, so who knows now, but he had 8 offers within an hour, all escalatory clauses on it. So he's just sitting there waiting. It's everywhere. It's unbelievable. So with the amount of activity that's going on, and this highest and best, I guess situation, what other things are being put into these contracts? Like, are they waiving appraisal? Like, what are different things that are happening?
We're seeing it all.
Yeah,
we're seeing it all, and we try to keep in front of our clients the best we can. So we're seeing waiving appraisal contingencies, waiving inspection contingencies. Had one the other day where my buyer is paying 1% towards the seller's closing cost. We're seeing 60-day lease back, 30-day lease back. So we're seeing a lot of stuff to make their offer appealing to the buyer. The biggest thing that is informing, as we talked about earlier, are the appraisals. So the lender, I'm a broker, so I broker out to multiple different lenders. The biggest thing is when it goes highest and best, we're going to lend off to lower the two, the appraised value or the purchase price, whichever is less. So if the purchase price was $300, it goes for $350, but the appraisal appraises for $300, the client's out $50 grand, or they have to renegotiate back to meet in the middle sometimes. So we're seeing a lot of appraisals starting to come in a little bit light, lower than the purchase contract, where then the listing and buying agent have to renegotiate, or the client has to come out of pocket more than what they're already putting down. So it makes it harder for me, it makes it hard for the team, makes it hard for the client, because the listing agent doesn't want to have to relist the property because now we're already 20 days into the process.
Right.
So we're starting to see that a little bit. So really for me and my team is educating the buyer to make sure they understand what could happen if the appraisal comes in low, that they'll come out of pocket a little bit more, or they'll have to renegotiate. And right now it is a seller's market, and the sellers hold the keys. So it's in my almost 19 years, it's one of the craziest and hottest markets I've ever seen. And interest rates are still incredibly low, which is great. So
yeah, and I know Whitney Loggins with First Down put out a video last Friday, the FAQ Friday, just talking about that situation where you're basically making up the difference in that gap between the offer and the appraisal. Do you have any stories that would help the viewers? Just recent transactions, things that they need to be aware of.
Yeah, I mean, I would say out of my last 10 appraisals, I think 4 of them came in low. When I say low, one was 12 grand, one was 5 grand, one was 3 grand, and then we had one that was 66 grand low. It was a higher loan. So at that point, the client did waive the appraisal contingencies, and they had the cash to come out of it just because there was very, very or no inventory in there. The appraisals are going to look at recent comps that have sold in the last 3 to 6 months. Mm-hmm. So a pending doesn't go as a comp. So there's a lot of homes that are pending sale. So once they go and they hit the MLS and they go, at that point, they'll be able to use that comp. So that's what we're running into a lot of the times. We're seeing refis. Refis are still out there. Not as plentiful as they were before, but we're also seeing appraisals on refis coming in. So you're not seeing a market correction. You're just seeing a lot of inventory that hasn't hit yet and updated for the appraisers to be able to use those comps and comparables.
What are you guys seeing as far as, I know typically when the end of the school year comes up, a lot of people are making that move to, move to a different house, different state, whatever. So what are you guys expecting kind of industry-wide in the next few months?
I mean, this is usually the end of February, beginning of March is when really the purchase season hits. Okay. And it hasn't stopped. So we're full bore. I have a feeling that it's just going to keep continuing, and it's going to be on for the next 8-9 months. Wow. So we're seeing more people. You're seeing more people from out west coming to Jacksonville, especially in the Northeast where I'm from. That people now can work remotely. So why would they live in the city or pay crazy amount of taxes when they can come down and live close to the beach for half the cost?
And look like this.
And look like this. And shredded wheat right here. So that's the biggest thing for me is educating the client when we're doing our pre-approvals, when they go under contract, having those conversations up front with the buying agent, with the listing agent, with the client to make sure that when we have to pull that Band-Aid off after 15, 16 days when we get the appraisal back, that it's not like turmoil. And we're seeing it. So a lot of times we get to be the bearer of the bad news, but we don't control the appraisals. We have no impact on the appraiser. It is done by a third party, and that's what we're starting to see. So we have scripts that we say up front to everybody to make sure that we're all on the same page, because that's the biggest factor right now is getting the appraisal appraised for highest and best right now.
Yeah. So let's hit just real quickly. We've had you on a few times, and every time things are going great for First Down. Obviously, with the hot market, you guys are busy. What's going on with First Down, and what's coming in 2021?
Yeah, things are great. We just hired another guy yesterday, Matt Lucas. He's been in the mortgage business for a while. He's going to help us with a lot of our transaction coordinating as well, helping the additional loan officers help with to make our job. To work smarter, not harder kind of mentality right now, just with the market being so crazy and setting so many pre-approvals and being so diligent with what we do up front, that he's going to step in and help us, and we're super excited to have him on. We'll have an interview and a video with him soon. So we are growing gradually. We're going to be doing a video later today with a hire post and talk about going from call centers to coming into the broker world too. But we had a great mid to end of 2020, and 2021 is rocking it. So we are full bore ahead. We're making a name for ourselves out in the market with different agents, and they know that we're accessible and we deliver on our expectations.
There you go. Awesome. Well, a friend of the program always. Chad Hauseman. We'll put the video that Whitney did in the comments that we can see. It was a little bit more detailed. Obviously, Chad went into it quite a bit. Just a different perspective, and you get to see Whitney. So nothing wrong with that. But we'll put that down in the comments. As always, you can find Chad on firstdownmortgage.com, pretty much every social, and obviously on 904 Pros and all of our social as well. So, for the 904 Pro shows, Pat Sickens, Chad Hauseman.